everybody. Thanks for watching. So, yeah, real quick, Merkabah Scholar Society members, make sure you guys check the app for the meeting video. A lot of good information in that video. I want to make sure you guys don't miss it. I know you guys email me. If you guys email me about the meeting, the video is up and the link is on the app. So make sure you check it out. Also, new members, make sure you guys as well check out the link for the commit trip. Make sure you guys are following the calendar. If you have any issues or any questions, make sure you shoot me an email so I can make sure you guys are all caught up on it. People are asking about the Shopify Amazon course. It's still on sale. This is the last week it's going to be on sale. It's going to go back up. So make sure you guys grab it this week and get it out the way. A lot of new information added on there. There's going to be a lot of new stuff added when things come out. And it's going to be updates. Again, once you pay for this course, every new update video that comes out, you get it for free. It'll be right there where you download the original videos. So make sure you guys take advantage of it because it's a lot of videos. It's a lot of information. I don't want you to miss out on anything. And it's a lot of people already starting their sites and generating money. Perfect thing for you guys to get into if you're looking for an extra income or to build wealth, to do something different. So make sure you guys are getting into it. It's a big ass moon behind me, I know. So a lot of people hit me with emails about, hey, you guys see the super moon, big moon, what have you. Yeah, I mean, we see it here a lot in Vegas. This is the site I usually come to and view it. And it's right over my shoulder, so you guys know it's actually a really good view from here. But again, you guys remember the last few years I was traveling everywhere. I was in Mexico in Chichen Itza for Orion. Whenever there's any type of major celestial events anywhere on Earth, I will be there. I usually travel quite well to these locations because they mean things and they mean big things. And you guys understand as you go along what these things mean for you and your house when they appear. So yeah, following your master. What is this whole thing about, right? So your master, and I get this question so many times about who to follow, and everybody's looking for a master to follow. Remember, you guys who's old enough, the movie The Last Dragon. And the movie is basically about Bruce Leroy, and he's learning kung fu, karate, what have you, with his teacher. And his teacher basically sees he's told him all he can teach him. And he wanted to teach him a lesson, one final lesson, that everything that he needs to go forward is already in him. He no longer needs a teacher. He knows everything. The master that he's looking for is within himself. So he sends him on this whole journey or what have you to basically find this master, right? That is basically a machine that makes fortune cookies. It's a dope movie. But in his journey, he goes through all of this extra stuff he did not, bargain for when someone who's a really good fighter that's been trying to fight him for a long time challenges him. And he doesn't want to be confrontational. He doesn't want to fight. A lot ensues with the story. But the teaching of that whole thing, the whole main point of it was for him to realize that the master was always him. He was the master the whole time. He had mastered everything and he didn't need any more help. He had to just look within himself to realize he was who he was looking for, right? And this is what the case is for most of you guys. What you are looking for is you. And it is what you need to be and what you're looking outside of yourself to obtain. When all you need to do is look within, right? So, right, understanding your master, knowing your master. Some people master is Jesus, or that's who they want it to be. Some people master is God. Some people master is Allah, Yahweh, or what have you. And this is who they pray to. This is who they bow to. This is who they give their energy and heart and soul to, right? So if you're in a form or state of worship, who are you giving that energy to? Who is your master, right? Who is your rabbi? Who is your teacher? And at the end of the day, all of us have teachers. All of us learn from so many people, right? But at the end of the day, it all comes down to you. No matter what happens, a trainer, a coach, I can only put so much knowledge in you. I can only train you but so much. When it comes time to step into that ring, it's you and that person. It's you. You are on your own, right? When it comes time for you to step in that booth, when it comes time for you to give that speech, when it comes time for you to go one-on-one in any particular situation, it comes down to you. So this is where the training has to shine through. This is where the teaching has to shine through. This is where you have to come out and be who you're supposed to be. So you can skip all that by understanding yourself, right? Understanding that the teachings that you are taught, the things that is poured into you by people who care about you for whatever reason, right? Always goes back to you. whether you listen to them, whether you use those things to better yourself, whether you use those things to push forward and go beyond the teachings, it all comes down to you at the end of the day. So many people are looking for a master. So many people are looking for a God to worship, somebody that they can feel like have their back. And no matter what, at the end of the day, it's all on you. You have to make those decisions to choose to be who you want to be, right? So we know from the streets, everybody used to roll with a set or a clique, a squad, a gang, your people, right? Your brother, your sister, whoever you hung with, that made you feel comfortable, whoever brought that you out of you when you went somewhere in public. It's certain people who you act a certain way around because you feel comfortable or safe with those people. And then usually by yourself, you're quite reserved or you're more relaxed and chill because you don't have your people with you, right? And these are people who you choose to give that power to instead of giving it to yourself. There's no reason why you can't be you or who you want to be when you're alone, right? So we all have these hidden masters, these people who we rely on, these things we look to for guidance, for strength, for energy. And at the end of the day, again, it's all within you. It's all up to you to choose to be who you want to be. Now, I say all that to say this, right? For years, you guys know, I talk about the Bible. I talk about the Bible being shit. I talked about the Bible being this or that. But for the people who know and understand, when I say these things, I mean it in the sense of how it's being taught by the preachers, not the book itself. The Bible is the greatest book ever written. I always say that, always give it its credit when it's time to give it credit. But when I'm talking about the Bible in this capacity, I'm meaning so as far as how it's been taught throughout history, how we know it as a society and all the teachings and all the crazy loopy stuff that we're supposed to believe. That's what I mean bullshit. So when you're telling me that man walked on water, turned water into wine, but couldn't save himself from, a couple of nails and a cross, it'll make sense. It'll make sense for a man to be able to raise the dead, but nails kill him. Does it make sense for a man to be able to walk on water and feed all these people, but he can't escape nails and a cross, right? He can't escape a crucifixion, right? So certain things in there that you got to understand, that are parables, that are stories. But the message of Christ in the Bible is for you to understand, right? As far as not taking it literally, to understand that it's talking about you. All that stuff lies within you. It's about you finding the master, finding the God within yourself. The Bible literally tells you how many times? You are God. Jesus says, is it not written that I say ye are gods, right? Look within yourself. The kingdom of heaven is within you, right? And everybody ignores it and looks outside themselves for something to validate who they are. And that's the problem. When you start doing that, you're never going to understand what you have in you because you're too scared to look at yourself because you don't feel that you're worthy. You have all these choir songs. I'm a wretch. Save a wretch like me. Oh, I'm not worthy. Oh, I'm beneath. I'm low. I'm poor. I'm lowly. I don't have this or that, right? So the story of Christ, one being a son of a carpenter, being basically poor, but having so much power, right? The meek shall inherit the earth, right? The camel can pass through the eye of a needle before a rich man gets into heaven. Basically saying that you have to be poor. It doesn't mean the riches. The Bible gives you many instances where it's saying what riches is and what being poor is. The Bible is saying that having love is rich, that having faith and having these spiritual things are riches, not so much physical coins or dollars or what have you, but emotions, love, confidence, things that you need emotionally to take you further in life. Matthew 6:24 says no man can serve two masters, right? Right? No man can love God. You can't love God and mammon, right? You want to love the one or hate the other or vice versa. So you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God, which is you, and mammon, which to them is interpreted as meaning money or wealth. So you can't serve yourself, which is you spiritually, and you can't serve wealth, which is the money. You got to pick one. Either you're going to be spiritual or you're going to be material, right? You can't choose both. You can't serve both. And when it says serve, it means serve as to when you serve God, you serve Jesus. It means give your heart. Preachers say all the time, give your heart and soul to God, serve Jesus. It means give your heart fully to God. You can't give your heart fully to money and at the same time give your heart fully to spirituality, right? So there's a balance that it's talking about, which I always talk about with you guys, that it's about balance, because you can't serve them both. And you would think with balance, well, isn't balance meaning I'm serving them both? No, because you're not serving them. You're not giving 100% of your heart to one over the other, right? You're serving one when it benefits you. You're serving the other when it benefits you. When you're serving one, the other one is going to hinder you, right? And when you're serving the other one will hinder you. Now, and of course, you can have money and still be spiritually good, right? But if you indulge more into the money side of it, spiritually, you're going to be screwed, because you're not going to have time to really focus on the spiritual, because you're more into the physical, which is what that really means. And it just goes back to when Jesus is saying that the preachers shut out the kingdom of heaven. They don't allow others to go in, neither do they go in themselves, vice versa, what have you. And it's crazy. And it's when you begin to understand that there's a balance to it all. And that balance begins with your choices and your decisions. Then you understand who the master really is, and the master that you are serving, and it's yourself. So, over the years, a lot of people misunderstand my teachings. I think a lot of people look at my videos and they think I want you guys to just throw the Bible away, to not pay attention to what it's saying, to not listen to Jesus, and that's far from the truth. You can't move forward in any of this without listening to Jesus, without listening to yourself, because Jesus is you, and that's what he's trying to tell you, that you need to go within to listen to you and understand what you need to do. The kingdom of heaven is within you, right? And to understand this life, to understand the teachings that lie before you, and that it's not all material. Right now, we're about gaining material to get material, gaining money to get material, right? And the more money we get, the more material we can buy. And we shun the spiritual. We shun meditation. We shun teaching, knowledge, and growing spiritually for the material. And you in no way can move forward, move to the next level, next stage of existence without mastering these things first, right? So even in the movie, The Last Dragon, and I'm using this movie for a reason, because I can't think of a better movie that profoundly gives you exactly that. This dude went through every stage of life when you really understand the teachings in the movie. Everybody had a lesson to learn. Everybody had to go through something and figure out something that led back to them and their choice to become who they ultimately became, right? So with Leroy, he had to basically really master himself. He had to go through his emotions, love, right? Understand his ego, his fears. He had to face his fear, right? He had to deal with his family issues. His brother was on his ass. His brother didn't respect him. But ultimately, what ended up happening, right? He ended up facing the whole issue with the girl, with his love, his heart, with his fears, everything he had to conquer. He conquered. His brother had to learn a lesson and get a quick, reality check. And everybody had lessons to learn in the movie, and they learned their lessons. Johnny had to conquer his fears to show him, one, dude, you got it. You've been here. You've been learning. You've been training. Believe in yourself, and you can be who you trained to be. And we've seen in the fight scenes, hey, he started believing himself and he fought well. So it's so many different lessons in the movie that are life lessons that we all need to learn. But it's the deeper part in the song, to reach the upper level, your mind, body, and soul must be one. It's a sacrifice. It takes hard work. It's a way of life, right? And it's a way of life. And all of this to get where you need to be is a life lesson that you need to be consistent with the learning, consistent with the training, consistent with the spirituality, consistent with meditation. These are all things you have to indulge in, and it has to be a way of life. It can't be a hobby. It can't be something you just jump on when you feel like it, right? You have to be your own master. Everybody's on social media. Everybody's on YouTube looking for a master, looking for somebody to get answers from, and for the wrong reasons. For a reason to just one-up somebody, for a reason to just know without knowing how to apply it to their life. And a lot of you are walking around with all the answers to all your problems right in your fucking brain. And you fail to realize it because you're looking outside yourself to accept what you already have. And as soon as you begin to understand you and what you can do, and that I don't care how much you pray or who you pray to, no matter what, the only way you're going to get what you're looking for is from yourself. And of course, people are going to say, well, I want money and this guy has it. I want this car and this guy owns it. These are physical things. So there it goes again. You are serving the physical and not the spiritual, and not even understand the deeper meaning that you can literally attract these things to you and have them for yourself. You can use your spiritual to attract the material, and it's right there in front of you. So the Bible is giving you in so many instances, so many different ways of understanding your life and what you're doing here and what you're meant to do. The master has always been you. So you have traits, you have qualities, you have things in you that you have yet to awaken, that you have yet to realize. These stages you release as Kundalini rise, right? As your knowledge rises and grows, you begin to unlock certain abilities within yourself that you will see that's useful in your life. You can't unlock these abilities without meditation. You can't unlock these abilities without understanding what you need to do, without obtaining this knowledge and moving forward, right? So mind, body, and soul must be one. It's a sacrifice. It takes hard work. It's a way of life. And a lot of people have not even begun to embark on that journey because you're too busy trying to find somebody to take you there, right? And along the way, all of us have a journey. Along the way, you're going to find teachers. You're going to find masters. You're going to find people who help you, people who love you, people who hate you, people who fear you. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to choose what to do with these things that come into your life, to accept them or not, to move forward with them or not, to bond and build with them or not. When you make these choices, when you begin to accept these things within your life, so the stories in the Bible are stories about you, are things you need to learn and understand about you, right? All the stories are parables that are there to teach you a lesson. And we understand these lessons when you really read them. Some of them are very easy. Thou shalt not kill, don't steal, don't lie, don't cheat, what have you. So religious people get bent out of shape when we talk about us claiming to be gods ourselves and calling each other gods and calling, women gods and queens or what have you. A lot of people get bent out of shit when we talk about this, but we have to talk about this because at the end of the day, like, who are we looking to? Who are we relying on in this physical world to do anything for us, right? If you're relying on a thought or a feeling of a invisible God to carry you through this physical world, you are delusional, because there is nothing that we have ever seen in the history of mankind that will prove something invisible is going to do anything for us physically. It's always been a person. It's been you getting up, going to get it yourself. It's been somebody who you relied on, helping you out, somebody who taught you, somebody who's looking out for you, teaching you, helping you grow, helping you learn, help you get the things you need in life. It's always been a physical helping you with your physical, because at the end of the day, what are you praying for? You're not praying for spiritual guidance to grow spiritually, to be the best spiritual you, because what is that going to get you? You could be the best spiritual you in yourself and just doing what you do every single day. How is that going to help you in your physical life? So most people pray for spiritual help when it benefits them for something physical, right? Help me manifest better things in my life, or help me be more spiritual in the aspect that I need to be spiritual in, so I can gain favor in the eyes of God, so he can bless me with more physical things, right? So you're trying to con God and cheat God into being something that you can't be to get some shit that you can get on your own. It's absolutely delusional. And it's one of the reasons why I talk about Christians in this way, because it's crazy when you get into the whole concept of worshiping something outside of you, right? And without you having the understanding that, there's two sides to this whole thing. It's a dualistic nature to all of it. And worship, what is that? The Bible is telling you worship is giving your heart to something. And when you give your heart to something, you give your heart to that. Your heart is one thing. Your heart is everything. When you give your heart to something, you've given everything to it, right? So it's the all when it means that. And you have to understand that. It's not saying or meaning, I'm just going to act like I fuck with this one thing, but I'm really doing this over here. Because then you're not doing it in truth. You haven't given your heart to it because you bullshitting over here, right? So when it says give your heart and soul to Jesus, right? Your heart, it means your everything, right? So when you do that to yourself, when you give your heart to yourself, when you believe in yourself, this is how you obtain things. So you have all these billions of people looking outside themselves to obtain something material by thinking they're doing something spiritual, and they're not getting anything. And they're wondering why they're not receiving these materialistic things by pretending to be spiritual. Because you have to physically go out and get these things, right? So you have to put that energy into your physical self to go physically do what you're supposed to do. And once you begin to understand that, things change. Once you begin to recognize that The master has always been you, and the thing that you really need, the things that you're trying to get in this physical world, begins with you making physical actions, you doing physical things that's going to lead to the growth of you spiritually and allow you to attract these things within yourself, to yourself, right? Within your atmosphere, in your life. That's exactly what the Bible was telling you, right? That you have to be this spiritual person in order to obtain the material things that you need to go forward in this life. And when you begin to wrap your head around all that and how it makes so much sense, you begin to do these things and do it on the regular, and it becomes very easy. So it's not a cheat code. It's not some magical, spooky shit. It's very real thing. So think about it. A person who masters something, you're a boxing legend, right? You master a skill. You put your heart into learning boxing to where you know everything, right? And it's one of the reasons why I respect these guys. It's one of the reasons why I respect professionals in their field and people that can do something to the highest degree of doing it, because they took the time to learn their craft. They took their time to put their energy and their heart into something, and it shows right there in front of you. So a person who puts their heart into what they do, what do they get? Fucking success. I put my heart into my business. I put my heart into my craft. I put my heart into boxing. I put my heart into being a lawyer or a doctor. I fought through school. I fought through the late nights of studying, all the panic attacks, all the pills and fucking Hot Pockets. And I made it. And I mastered this field to the point where I'm a doctor with my own practice, making millions of dollars a year. I reached the pinnacle of success in this field because I put my heart into it.